let's try it now. This is an interview on November 4th, 2021 with Ferry Willie Simmons Jr., also known as Bill Simmons. The interviewer is Danny Enfinger. Bill's wife, Carol Lee, will help with the memories. The location is in Simmons' home at 3351 Victoria Brook Lane, Johns Island, South Carolina. Bill's date of birth is May 18th, 1932, age 89, born at home in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. Married Carol Lee Skaggs on May 18th, 1951. Today they've been married for over 70 years. He has 6 children, 10 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren. This is my story. My parents' names were Ferry Willie Simmons Sr. and Lurleen Elizabeth Clark.
Right.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your mom and dad?
Well, Daddy was a lot older than Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought 10 acres on River Road years ago and built a house there. And I grew up there. River Road was still dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And just got it, can you hold a minute? And we stayed up there. We rented a place first, up there by Koger's store.
Okay.
And they had a brick, the Coleman's had it. They had a brick house across the street and the store across the road. And on the weekends, they had 2 kids too. And she'd throw a little party and we would just get there and she'd give us something to drink. And
At the store.
At the store, yeah.
For all the children.
And that's about all I know about them. But yet I met her years later when I bought the trailer park on James Island.
Mm-hmm.
She was in there with I think a 10-foot wide short trailer. I don't know I didn't want to ask her because I thought it'd be embarrassing how she got out of the brick house and the store door into the living there.
Okay, well, on the other memory there, remember your Uncle Gus who come to visit y'all when you lived there?
Yeah, Uncle Gus came visit. And what he tells, he killed 2 rabbits with 1 shot. And he bragged about that for years.
Mm-hmm.
And which I guess that's something to brag about.
It is, yeah.
And what else we got?
You talk about Luther Terry being a bully.
Well, that was his first memories of school.
Yeah.
And also you remember that St. John's was a little wooden building at that time.
Yeah, we had two classes
2
in
rooms.
1 room.
Mm-hmm.
And was it where it is now, where the school is now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they built the brick building much later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. The house that Papa built first on River Road, is it still there?
No,
it's
they
not.
tore it down
Okay.
and built a trailer park there and wanted to rent the lots
Then
for
you know-
$500. And the average lot was renting for about $250 or $300.
So that was behind Koger's, there beside Koger's grocery store where that Wayne Colson lived back there?
Next to Wines.
Well, I don't know where they live, Wines.
That's the 10 acres that we
Oh.
bought.
Yeah. The 10 acres was at the corner of Hutt Road, right?
No, yeah, up there.
Yeah.
And Daddy sold 2 acres to Uncle Bernard Clark
Okay.
and 1 acre to Mr. Robertson. And they built a house, and of course Uncle Bernard built a store and a house. And I remember that because later that they had Italian prisoners working on the farm, and they would come up there to eat lunch at 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd have basketball, and they'd put it, after finish eating, they'd keep that thing going without touching it, just with their heads. And I remember that just like it happened yesterday.
Well, and I've heard stories about that store because when Granddaddy had the store, Mama ran the store, worked in it.
Yeah, they had an ice house next to it too.
Had the ice house, and said she had some real good customers that would always come in and buy a whole bunch of sugar and corn. And she said they would come in and they would get
Yeah.
4 bags of sugar and 8 bags of corn. Said she sold it every week to them. And then Granddaddy happened to be up there one day when they came in to pick it up. And he says, "Lie, I've been trying to find them. Them people been running moonshine over here, and we've been trying to catch them." But yeah.
Yeah, we used to have stamps for meat, sugar, and different things. And of course, we took it. Daddy always butchered hogs in the fall, and all the kin folks would come, and he'd give them some meat after they finished. And we get to play with all the kids, see them once a year. And
Well, it says here that you lived on Grove Street downtown. That's one of your earliest memories, and the Robinsons lived down there
yeah,
too.
they had the same house. We lived in the same house with them.
Yeah, they
Okay.
lived together.
Oh yeah.
Because couldn't afford, 2 houses back then.
Well, the Robinsons have been family friends for sounds like
Absolutely.
about 70 years, and I grew up knowing.
89 years ago.
Yeah,
we
89,
moved
right on
into
through.
that, and then when we got on John's Island, it weren't long once Daddy built the house. He sold it to Robinson and Uncle Bernard. And so we've known them ever since I've been born.
Put it this way, I remember Henry staying over here, and Betty and Miss Alanis, living over on Maybank Highway, because they had the house on Maybank Highway for a long
I
time.
remember that when Betty and them was over there.
And of course, Mama's the godmother of Betty's children.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you moved to Johns Island and the Robinsons moved next door, the Colemans had the store. They were the people that owned Koger's, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
No, they didn't know.
Did they?
I think
Culver's store?
yeah, there was no other store there except her. They were in the brick house across the street was the store. They weren't like it is
The
now.
Kogers hadn't bought it yet. It was
it
the
wasn't there
Colemans
yet.
owned it then, and then and then later, again, I don't know how Mr. Koger ended up buying it, but later he bought it, and moved in there. Uncle Gus, what was his full name? Do you remember?
No, I
That
don't.
was your daddy's uncle, wasn't
Cousin,
it?
yeah, uncle or cousin, one or two.
Yeah. Okay, so he would have been Gus Simmons, possibly from Walterboro,
Yeah.
that
We
area.
all of them from Walter.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, most of them were buried in Walter.
Yeah. You mentioned your first memory at school was of a bully, Luther Terry. Now I remember him when I was a kid, but he said, you fought with him and finally he became your friend.
Yeah.
Can you remember why?
Yeah, he told my mama used to pin my
Handkerchief.
handkerchief on my pocket, and he tore it and tore my shirt.
Yeah.
And I was never allowed to fight because all I had to fight was my brother, Mike.
Yeah.
And so Daddy said, "Don't do it, just go ahead and beat his butt." And that's what I did. And we were friends from then on. In fact, later he married my sister.
Mm-hmm. That was one person in the world that for some reason my mama didn't like. She had no use for Luther Terry. When he would
Yeah.
come around to the house, she'd start up and he didn't stay long. He never did.
He was something else.
I'm going to ask a question about Aunt Mattie. What do you remember about Aunt Mattie? Because I remember her, she would always come visit us and spend a week with us, and then she would come spend a week with your mom over here.
She was a sweet lady.
And so
I don't remember much of it. Remember the only thing I remember about her, they would go in town and sing on the street. I don't know why.
Sing on the street.
Huh? Yeah, on the street.
They would do carols at Christmas, and they, because she lived in the Instant Homes,
Yeah.
which is right there on King Street.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was about 16, because if it was raining, she would call me in, and because I worked down the street, and she said, "Danny, can you take me over to church?" Because she went to church right there on Rutledge Avenue, and normally she would walk, but she said, "Not in the rain." So I would go down and pick her up. But I do remember her coming and spend. She always said, "I'm going to spend time in the country," and she would come over and spend a week with us, and then come and spend a week with Aunt Lurleen.
Yeah.
And of course, Granddaddy always called ahead when he was coming, because when your Uncle Bernard, my granddaddy, would come, he would always call ahead to Mama and say, "Lottie Mae, I'm coming by. You think you can make me a pie?" And then he would call Aunt Lurleen and tell her the same thing, because he liked lemon condensed milk pies with meringue on top.
Yeah.
And so he would come by the house, and Mama would have pie and coffee for him. And then he'd say, "I'm going to Lurleen's. Danny, you want to ride with me?" And I would say, "Of course, I want to go." Because when I came to Aunt Lurleen's, I got another piece of pie, and she let me drink coffee. She would make me coffee with sugar and a lot of milk in it.
Yeah.
And I would be able to take and drink coffee there. Because Mama wouldn't let me drink coffee at the house, but I could drink coffee at Aunt Lurleen's.
And if your Uncle Ferry put the sugar in, you got lots of sugar, that's for sure. He drinks so much sugar in his coffee, they called him Sugar Boy at the Navy Yard.
Yeah, he'd have that much sugar left even after stirred when he finished drinking it.
Sounds like Carolyn. She puts a little bit of coffee in her sugar water.
Like Craig.
Yeah, Craig was
Craig
bad
was
about
like
that.
that.
Yeah. Where were we?
Before the Robinsons built their house on River Road, you said there was a black kid named Leo Wine.
Yeah, I think we bought the 10 acres from them.
Okay.
And he was on it ever. In fact, I didn't even notice that. They were down the road about a quarter mile, half mile. I didn't even know they lived there until one of his rabbits got away and came over there. And I caught it. And of course,
And
I
you
wanted
to keep it.
to keep it, and they come and got it. So,
Rabbits used to get me in trouble. I got a pet rabbit, just one. But then my one rabbit had little rabbits. And then they had little rabbits.
yeah.
So Mama said, "Danny, you got to get rid of all those rabbits," because I had little cages, and every cage had 3 or 4 rabbits in it. So I said, "Well, Mama, I'll get rid of them." So I went down Maybank Highway, and I put a rabbit in everybody's mailbox.
That's a good way to do it. I bet that was a surprise.
Yeah, Miss Snyder didn't like it when she opened her mailbox and the rabbit jumped out. She was real upset.
Rabbits probably didn't like it either.
But yeah, I put rabbits all the way down Maybank Highway as far as I could go. Walking, I had rabbits, and I put them in the mailbox and go to the next mailbox. Had them in a wagon, pulled them in a wagon all the way down Maybank. Of course, there was no traffic on
Yeah,
Maybank
oh, no.
back then. You know, you
Yeah,
could,
right.
and now they'll run you down.
Yeah, Maybank was only paved road, and it was paved down to Coleman's store. And the rest of the island was just nothing but dirt.
I can remember Mom and Daddy had a telephone. And when I was a kid, a lot of people on the island didn't have phones. So they would call the house when like something happened and say, will you go and get certain person? And so Mama seemed to know where everybody lived. I don't know. She knew where everybody lived. So there weren't that many, but
Yeah.
and so she would go get people and bring them back to use the phone. And And then, of course, if someone passed away on the island, Mr. Stir would call and he would say, Lottie Mae, will you ride with me to go pick them up? And because she knew where they were.
Yeah.
And so he would come by the house. I can remember him coming in the hearse and picking Mama up. And she would drive all over the island to find people who had passed on. And I always thought that was strange. And of course, it just was different back then.
Yeah.
But everybody knew everybody on John's Island.
Yeah.
I mean, black and white, it didn't matter. Everybody knew.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Vernon owned a store on Mayback Highway too.
See, and I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, he said he was a policeman for John's Island, and he'd pull somebody that'd say, "We shot for your store." He said he'd be a millionaire if everybody shot him and told him that. But he was there for a long time.
Where was it on Maybank Highway?
Huh?
Like where was it? If it was there today, where would it be?
It's still there.
It's still there?
It's not a store.
What is it?
It's the
Is it that house that
yeah.
Bill Coker bought?
Well, me and Bill Coker bought it together.
The
You
pink
know?
house down
Yeah.
in the corner.
The pink house?
The pink house. Yeah.
No, it's not on the corner.
Well, no, it's
No.
just down. It's right beside the Masonic Lodge now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the pink house the pink house there. That's on the corner where they're developing Granddaddy's property
Right.
now, and
That's
they're going to put 32 houses in there,
all rental houses.
all rental houses.
That's what they're being built for.
But I called just to. I haven't been able to confirm it, but someone told me that the rents for those houses are going to start at $2,600 a month.
Yeah, they're big houses, but it's a Chinese company that I had read that had bought that property.
Yeah,
It's
they
gone
they
through
call it
several
American
times.
Homes, but
They
it's
call
not
it
American owned.
No.
But they're building those houses. I mean, they've already put up, oh gosh, 12, 13, something like that.
Hmm.
And they're already starting to paint the outsides
Yeah.
and stuff. It's pretty sad to see Granddaddy's old house, the greenhouse torn down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then your dad bought 45 acres at the end of Hutt Road. So that's where.
right here. Yeah.
That's here. You couldn't get through on Aldriki Road at that time.
No, it was nothing but a swamp across there.
Okay.
And me and my brother took in with the load of dump truck, the cart, pull it with the mule, dump it, and go back into the. Finally, I don't know, probably a year later, it was a road there. And then we started using that road instead of Hutt Road, which came down.
Hutt Road's way around that side now, so it's, yeah.
They had to pass by the haunted tree.
Which one is the haunted tree?
Well, now it's all broken off and stuff. It was that
That
big
old oak
tree.
tree that every time they go by there, car would stop.
And it had a little thing on the bottom that looked like a door, shaped just like a door. And so every time their car would stop, they thought it was haunted. And then when Bill had to get home from the Robertson's house, he would run that way, and he could make it between the radio programs. He ran so fast.
Well, when I was about 16, your mom called Uncle Junior and said, Junior, I need you to come over here. There's an old well out here, and it had a wooden cover on it, and the cover went bad. So me and Uncle Junior came out, and we put like a little frame around it, and we poured a concrete top to go on that well. I don't remember where that was, but it was up somewhere where she was worried about one of the kids falling into it. So she wanted a concrete top on it because it had it was like a dug well. It was maybe 2 foot, 3 foot around.
About 3 foot.
You know where
And-
that was?
No.
You said it was behind.
It was behind her house somewhere back.
Right where the fields are and
Right
that
by
other house.
Yeah,
Mac's house.
because there was another house up there.
Uncle Mac's house. right beside Mammoth.
by Mammoth.
Yeah, that house was,
That was the black guy living.
no, the
Oh,
one
yeah.
that Mac had built or something over back from your house. From
Right
her
behind where
house,
the garage
between
was.
the other house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Vivian lived there for a
Oh, the
while.
one Aunt Vivian.
Yeah, back behind where the garage was.
Yeah.
Garage
Yeah.
was here, that was
Yeah.
back.
Mac is the one that had,
But somewhere back there was a dug well, and we put a cap on it. I just remember helping Uncle Junior because we built like a little wooden frame and then we poured it full of concrete and let it harden. Because he wanted to make sure she was concerned someone might fall
Yeah.
in that well.
it might still be back there and just
So it's
covered
be
with
at
dirt now.
ground level.
It would have been ground level. We dug down a little bit, around it,
Mm-hmm.
but it would have been ground level. But that was 45 years ago or something. 40, So I mean, I
It's
can't
deep
tell.
now.
It's
Yeah.
probably down under the ground now.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember coming to do that.
Yeah.
And we would hunt back in those fields back there. We would always hunt rabbits back there because
Yeah.
there used to be a whole bunch of rabbits.
Oh yeah. You don't hardly see
No,
them
for
no more.
years.
though.
Don't s-
We didn't see any at all, and then we started
Seen a
seeing
few,
few.
you know.
Back then, rabbits were
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And she would let me and Granddaddy come around to hunt. And then there was a black gentleman. I don't remember his name, but he only had one arm and his other arm dangled. But he picked up junk around. He lived on Edenvale Road, and she would let him come back there.
Was it, what they called him Crazy Frankie?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh,
He
he
had
lived-
one arm and he'd chop bushes with his other arm.
Yeah, but he lived right there on Old Ricky Road.
Yeah,
Right
this guy
about
lived
where
on.
Not always Ricky's the
Right
next.
about where Marcy's trailer and stuff is now, in that house.
That pink house?
No, it's the one that's been tore down.
I'm going to stop this and restart it. So give me
Okay.
just a moment.